Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today, we will enter the world crafted in Tess of the Durbeyfields by Thomas Hardy. Tess of the Durbeyfields by Thomas Hardy is a classic of English literature that examines the life of Tess Durbeyfield, a young woman from a rural English village whose beauty, heritage, and moral strength lead her through hardships of love, betrayal, and societal judgment. Written in 1891, this novel, set in Hardy's fictional Wessex, reflects the themes of naturalism and Victorian society's challenges, particularly for women, and remains a timeless exploration of character and fate. Plot summary. In the lush vale of Blackmoor, young Tess Durbeyfield learns of her noble lineage, a descent from the ancient D'Urbervilles, when Parson Tringham informs her father, John Durbeyfield, of this lineage. John, a proud yet indolent man, revels in this newfound pride, though he has neither the means nor the social standing to elevate his family. However, the news stirs a yearning in Tess's mother, Joan, who dreams of using their heritage to improve their fortunes, especially by marrying Tess into a more prosperous life. Tess, the eldest daughter, bears the weight of these hopes and expectations even as she remains untouched by the vanity of noble blood. Trouble strikes when Tess agrees to take her father's load to market with her younger brother Abraham. Her father's drinking leaves him unfit for the task, so Tess takes charge, but their journey ends in tragedy. Their beloved horse, Prince, is killed in an accident, leaving the family without the means to earn a living. In despair, Joan presses Tess to seek out Mrs. D'Urberville, a wealthy woman rumored to be a distant relative, in the hope that her family might be able to secure some assistance, or, more ambitiously, a match for Tess. Reluctantly, Tess sets off to the D'Urberville estate in Trantridge, where she encounters Alec D'Urberville, the young and well-to-do heir who takes an immediate interest in her. Unbeknownst to Tess, Alec's family has no genuine connection to her ancestors. Their name was purchased for its nobility, a fact Alec knows but hides from her. With practiced charm and feigned affection, Alec entices Tess into working at the estate, showering her with attention. Tess, however, is wary of Alec's intentions and constantly resists his advances. But her vulnerability and the precariousness of her family's situation leave her without options. Over time, Alec's persistence breaks down Tess's defenses, leading to a moment in the woods where he ultimately overpowers her. Tess returns to Marlott, now tainted by shame in the eyes of her community, though her suffering is far from over. She gives birth to a child, whom she names Sorrow, and in quiet dignity baptizes him herself when it becomes clear he will not survive. With her baby's death, Tess hopes to leave behind the misery of Trantridge, and in an effort to move forward, she seeks work elsewhere. Tess finds employment on a distant farm where she labors under grueling conditions alongside other workers. Amidst the daily grind, she meets Angel Clare, a free-thinking young man and the son of a reverend, whose idealistic nature and unconventional views draw Tess to him. Angel is captivated by her beauty and purity, envisioning Tess as the perfect embodiment of the rural innocence he cherishes. Despite her attempts to distance herself, Tess falls deeply in love with Angel, a feeling that brings both hope and fear, as she harbors the dark secret of her past with Alec. Over time, Angel's affections overcome Tess's hesitations, and he proposes marriage, promising a life of devotion. On the night before their wedding, Tess finally confesses her past in a heartfelt letter, hoping to trust her beloved with the truth. But fate intervenes when the letter slips unnoticed under Angel's door, leaving him ignorant of her confession. They are married, and on their wedding night, Angel confesses to a past indiscretion, prompting Tess to reveal her own. To her horror, Angel cannot reconcile his image of Tess with the reality she reveals. His love turns cold, and despite her pleas, he leaves her, traveling abroad to forget her, and Tess is left to navigate the world alone. Desolate and desperate, Tess returns to Marlott, where she takes up work as a farmhand. Her hopes for a reunion with Angel linger even as she toils in misery, contending with poverty and the stigma of her past. Eventually, Alec reappears, having rediscovered a twisted sense of affection for Tess. He implores her to be with him, using her impoverished family's plight to manipulate her into submission. Alec's persistence grates on Tess, but her family's relentless poverty ultimately forces her to make a grim choice. Angel, meanwhile, has spent time in Brazil, where his idealism is tempered by hardship and disease. He realizes the cruelty of his rejection and finally resolves to find Tess, hoping she might forgive him. He returns to England and travels to Marlott, but Tess is no longer there. After a long search, he tracks her to Sanborn, where he finds her living as Alec's mistress. In a moment of torment and resolution, Tess kills Alec, freeing herself from his grasp and fleeing with Angel. Their reunion is brief and bittersweet. Tess, overcome by the weight of her deeds and the relentless shadow of her past, knows their escape is futile. They find fleeting happiness while hiding in an abandoned mansion, but reality soon intrudes. Authorities close in, and Tess, accepting her fate, surrenders peacefully. She asks Angel to marry her younger sister, Lisalu, to secure her family's future. Tess is led away, and at sunrise, the solemn toll of a bell signals her execution. Thus, Tess's life, shaped by love, betrayal, and society's unforgiving judgments, closes in tragedy, her brief joys eclipsed by fate's indifferent cruelty. Looking for more great reads? Be sure to check out other books by Thomas Hardy. Find them in the description or on Celsius 233. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in Thomas Hardy's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.